Welcome once again to Church Alive, and we are proud to be able to come into your homes. And over the last 30 years, we have prided ourselves to bring you quality information, resources, and services that have improved your lifestyle and have made it possible for churches to expand their ministry. This program that we're going to have today, it's going to really move you forward in the 20th century in the area of communications and how you can save on your area of publishing things for your church. And we're going to bring you in how you can advance your machinery that you're using to have the kind of copy machine and a kind of smart board, things like that we're going to talk to you about that's going to allow you to see that what you have and what is going forward makes a big difference. And to do that, we have with us Jackie Neer. It's from Integrated Document Solution. Welcome to Church Alive.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you for having me.
Well, Jackie, we've had a wonderful beginning, and that's why you're on the program today. You know, you came to Church Alive, and you allowed us to see that we had archaic equipment and realizing that we also had a terrible lease that we thought we'd be stuck for many years with an old piece of equipment, a dinosaur.
Yes.
And you've shown us that with your company, we're able to do a lot of things that we couldn't imagine doing, and we're excited about it. So excited, we invited you to our clergy meeting.
Thank you for that.
And we had 27 odd pastors and bishops that were there, and they left with an excitement. They left going back to their churches saying, look, you got to come over here and show us just how to really put our equipment, bring new equipment, new 20th century equipment into our organization. And so I'm delighted to have you, as I said before, because of all of that. Now, tell us a little bit about your and the organization.
Well, Integrated Document Solutions, we've been in
Right.
business for about 9 years to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with the company for 3.5 years.
Right.
And our mission is to just provide cost-effective technology for churches and nonprofits.
Mm-hmm. Now, in those 3 years, I know there's been a lot of experiences. Tell us a little bit about one or two of them.
Yes, we've come to see leases that were never ending.
Right.
We've come to see clients and customers and organizations didn't know how to use the technology that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And we just like to move forward and update and upgrade everything in the office and make the office a smart office.
Exactly. You know, a lot of organizations, are stuck with leases and they would like to get out of them. And your company has really made we were a relief for my organization, Church Alive. And is this something that happens in many churches that you and organizations that you visit?
Unfortunately, I wish I could say that it doesn't happen, but I encounter it quite often.
Quite often.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm thankful to God for our relationship, and as such, we expand it to others. Tell us about some of the events. Because you're more than just an organization providing machinery, equipment, and what like that, but you have a desire to work with organizations to help them with the different community events that they are putting on. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. When you sign with Integrated Document Solutions, you are not a customer. You are a family member. We create a partnership with you, a relationship. We build a rapport with everybody in your organization. You are not a number to us. You are a family member, as I stated.
Right.
If you need help during Thanksgiving, and we know the holiday times are crucial, we have no problem donating, lending a hand. We have a wonderful team behind us. We do toy drives and food drives and host events and parties.
Right. Now, let's look at some of the equipment because, that's important. I mean, we want to do an event and I've had experiences where the toner ran out, and I'm in the middle of doing 10,000 flyers to send them out. Then all of a sudden I call and they tell me I got to wait 4 or 5 days. 5 days pass, a week pass, and we're now doing black and white. And it's crazy. And I know a lot of pastors out there have gone through this situation where you have to run to Staples and spend a fortune to do something that you already was paying for with the machinery you have. Now, tell us about the kind of machinery that can advance that and make that not an impossible situation, but certainly something that you never have to worry.
Well, it's sad. I'm sorry to say that happens to several of organizations and churches that we deal with, but we put an end to that. Our service is second to none. We've did surveys and site surveys at organizations and churches where they need support during the holiday and the weekend, and no one's available for them. So as having a vendor, a third party for your copiers or office automation, that's like support. You need that. The toner never runs out. And with us, there's no downtime. We're there for you. We give you 2 sets of toner as backup. We know the workload can sometimes go from large to small.
Right.
We do holidays and we do weekends. So you can just give us a call. The help desk is always available to help our clients. No problem.
Right now, there's some machinery that, it only does black, and I've gone through that. And, and then I have to go run all over the place to get a proper flyer done. And tell us a little bit about the quality of the machines.
Well, now, 2017, we have machines that can do everything, black and white and color. You wouldn't need to have more than one piece of equipment in your office. I mean, if it's not necessary. If it is, then we can provide that for you as well. These machines print beautiful color prints, 11 by 17, and it's for you. We customize these machines for your work group and for your organization. We have machines as small as 20 page per minute to huge production machines, 102 page per minute. So we assess your situation and we give you what you need,
So
not
you're
what we
talking
want
about-
to give you.
Yeah, so you're talking about cost efficiency.
Correct.
All right, so 'cause that makes a difference, when you have to spend extra money, to produce something that your machine is supposed to be able to do.
Absolutely.
No, I'm excited about how the machine that I have now can now operate it with my cell phones. Share a little bit about that.
Well, that's mobile printing, and it's a feature.
Mobile printing.
Yes.
That's something I never heard before. Mobile printing. All right.
Yes, you're experiencing it
Yes,
hands-on
I am.
now. So.
Right.
A lot of our technology does have that, and Sharp is coming up, and we're up and coming, and our technology, it's like one after the other. We surprise our clients, our customers, and people who thought other than us before.
So if I'm home and I decide, well, this is something that I want to get printed, and I can't get to my office, and most pastors have 2 offices anyway, one at home, one in their main office in the church, and you want to get something done, and you're now traveling, and you have an idea, or you want to put something together. You're telling me that I can actually use my phone to communicate with my printer. Am I right?
Correct.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Right.
As long as you're hooked up to your network when you go into the church or the office that you're in, it'll be your prints will be there waiting for you.
Right. This is great news. Now, we're talking about different events now. We're looking at doing something with the Irma Relief Program, and a lot of organizations are involved trying to collect clothing and move it. And how would your organization be responding to that, the relief program?
Well, we have no problem lending extra hands if needed, donating non-perishable foods, clothing, whatever can assist the Irma Relief Program. We're there for you.
Right. Very good. Okay, I want to talk about some nuances, some things that are coming through legislation, and some mandates that churches and organizations have to be aware of. And you want to also tell them how your organization can help. But first, just tell us about the mandate, and then we're going to go to what solutions can do to help.
So Integrated Document Solutions is fortunate enough to team up with BroadVoice. They're a phone company. And they give us the opportunity to provide free phone systems to nonprofits and churches.
Wait, just say that again, because a lot of people want to make sure they heard that right.
So BroadVoice has gave us the opportunity to provide free phone systems and installations for service with churches and nonprofits, because we know it's very expensive.
Now, why is this so important, and why are you doing it at this time?
Well, voice over IP, that's voice over internet protocol.
Right.
It runs through the internet, and it's not copper wiring, it's not landlines. So they're taking down state by state the mandate that they must use voice over IP, VoIP.
Right. So what you're saying then is the mandate is coming down that if you were using copper wiring system, okay, explain that clearly.
So if you're using copper wiring landlines,
That's what people are using now.
yes, you're going to have to eventually switch over to VoIP. So us, as being a technology company and providing solutions, we want to be 10 steps ahead of that. We don't want to have everybody scrambling and running around to change over their systems. And they might even see a fine if they do it last minute.
I see what you mean. You know, I like the word solutions because there are a lot of issues that churches and organizations run into. We have issues and problems that come to us knocking on the door at every church service. And to be able to know that we're dealing with an organization that can help us solve some of those problems are very important. So I like that name, Solution. It's something that God could connect with as well. You
Correct.
know, because nothing is impossible with God.
Yes.
Okay, there's always a solution. And I can imagine, and looking at the faces of the pastors that were at the meeting, a lot of their problems were being resolved as to do what and how they could do it. Now, they were excited at the meeting about the smart board. Tell us a
Yes.
bit about this smart board. It's coming up on the screen. Our viewers will get a chance to see it. But how does this work, and how can it really make things more advantageous for the I would say, the advertising of the services, as well as handling board meetings and conferences and things like that?
Well, first off, I want to say the Sharp Aquas board makes your life a lot easier. It takes multitasking to a whole nother level. It can be used for many different things, transitioning of projects. It makes the board meetings or the religious education a little bit more intimate and personal.
So now, to give us an idea how it works.
So it's an interactive display screen. They come in different sizes, 60 inches to 90 inches.
Right.
It comes with a handwriting recognition pen. So each user can have their own sign-in code, or, you know, there could be more than one person writing at the board at the same time. And it connects wireless, or it could be hardwired. It comes actually with a computer and a roller. So it makes it more convenient for moving it around the building or from different areas.
Right. So now this could be mounted outside the church and inside the church. Okay. And we know that there's certain technology involved, but tell us about the advantages of it if you're mounting this board on the outside of your church. What can you do with it?
Wow, the feedback that I've gotten,
Yeah.
it's been wonderful. A lot of the fathers and pastors have told me there's a lot more activity going on and a lot more traffic in and out their church, and they love it because before, you know, there's a lot of downtime when there's not events or scheduling, and they wouldn't know, the parishioners wouldn't know when the scheduling is or what's going on. So having it right in front of your church is so convenient. And you can also display companies around the neighborhood as well if they're having events too.
And this is live. This is moving. Am I
Yes,
right?
yes, it
So
is.
if the pastor, people don't know who's passing by and they don't know what the pastor looks like, they got him up there, and they want to see some of his preaching.
Yep.
It's right up there. So it's an invitation for the passerby to say, you know, I want to visit this church because now I can see a little bit about. I even able to hear a little bit about it. Okay, and also the advertisement is also live and changeable. Am I correct?
Yes, it is. And it's so user-friendly. And we do have technicians that are wonderful that will stay there with you, even book you for 2 days to teach you how to use these technologies.
Right. Now, the same board can be used in a boardroom or conference or something like that.
Correct.
Where you want to illustrate what you're saying and graphically be able to change and adjust so it makes it easy to communicate. You know, because people see pictures are more than words. And so when they can see that and realize that they can really conceive what you're trying to say a lot better
Yes.
than you know, than taking notes and having to write things down when it's actually evolving right in front of you. This is now you've seen some churches use this, right?
Yes, they
Tell
love
us
it.
a little bit about it.
It's a visual presentation, and I think it spices the board meetings and the religious education up a little bit. You know, we're turning it up a notch. It's not the simple chalk on the board. This is an interactive display screen. You can even watch certain videos and movies together to explain what you are actually speaking about.
Right, this is fantastic. Now, a lot of folk out there are getting excited about your company, and they may say, you know, this might be, and a lot of people are looking for a job, and they are, you know, their computer skills and whatnot like that, and they are probably saying, I'd like to work for this company. Tell us a little bit about the opportunities.
Well, we're always looking for new talent at Integrated Document Solutions. We do offer training for our IT specialists, to being a sales rep, to being a telemarketer, and making just simple phone calls or filing papers. We always have career opportunities at Integrated Document Solutions.
And I know a company is going to be growing
Yes.
because already, I see the interest of the clergy, towards solutions, and I know that this is really something that we need, and pastors, you need to really add it to your ministry. It'll make a major difference. And Church Alive is not just saying it to you, but we're taking the lead in doing it. And as usual, we would not bring programs ever onto Church Alive outreach ministry television unless we've proven it and that it really works and that it's beneficial. And if it doesn't work for me, it will not be working for you. But since it has, and we feel confident that you should avail yourselves of this service and information. Now, a lot of organizations, they want to come into the church and they want to do business, but they don't want to give back as far as, supportive role. I know already you made a commitment to work with the New York Yankees Christmas food drive. And that's something that we have a lot of organizations to get behind and support. Last year we gave out about 20,000 bags of food through the Yankee fans. And, what is Solutions would like to support that effort?
Well, first off, I want to start off by saying, here at Integrated Document Solutions, we go by the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated, and that's what we focus on. And we love to give back. It's really exciting to be a part of different events than we see, especially with the youth and people that are less fortunate.
Right. Well, here's the way the program works, so you can get all the workers of of Solutions involved. The Yankee organization is willing to give 2 baseball tickets to every person that brings 30 pounds of food to the stadium on December the 20th.
Wow.
Okay. Will your organization and with the staff that you have, would you endorse that kind of program?
Absolutely. We'd be more than happy to.
Right. Well, we want to thank you for that. And I say that because a lot of people out there are saying, am I going to get my bag of food this year? And I will tell you, yes, with the help of Solutions and many other organizations who are going to support the Yankee Christmas food drive. As you know, yours truly, Reverend Dr. Burkett, is a coordinator for this event for the last 20 some odd years. And it's wonderful that every year we've partnered with more organizations, Chrysdale and Goya and other companies like that have come alongside of us to make sure that we can give out as much food at Christmas time to the needy families. And there are many. The unemployment rate in the Bronx is probably the highest, and throughout the city of New York, it's a very difficult situation. Our homeless situation has gotten out of hand. But the key that for every family is the need, most important need, is food. And we want to thank Solutions for partnering with us, and then we're coming around Thanksgiving, and we certainly want to give out as many turkeys that we can to those needy families. And how does Solutions sit with that, helping in that area?
We got a lot of work to do, but we're up for the work. We love it.
Praise God. This is
Amen.
good. Now, I'm just saying to all of you, because folks, we're on camera. And we're making this appeal, and we thank God for your response in that area. And now, in getting back to Solutions and how it's really worked with programs and communities and whatnot, give me one beside my testimony, because I know what you've done with my office and allowed us to be able to advance what we're doing, take away some of the misery that we had with the copier that we previously had, and be able to have something that we can use. We're excited about it, and I want to tell folk it's really the wonderful thing about it. They came and they gave a demonstration. They didn't come just to sell. They came and said, "Let us show you what it can do," and that's important. And so I would like you and those who are watching to avail yourselves of this service, and I know God will bless you, and you'll be blessed in that same area for the kind of things that you'll be able to do. And the economics, and save a lot of paper, because, the machine doesn't work right, and all of a sudden I had boxes and boxes of paper with our old machine, because it wasn't producing, and it was missing, and it was duplicating and things like that. And we couldn't do anything about it because we were stuck with a lease. But we thank God for Solutions who came along, showed us how to get out of that lease and get us into the machine that we can now move forward in the 20th century. Now, tell us a little bit about going back to the kind of experiences you already had with religious organizations in advancing their technology.
Well, there's one church specifically that I've worked with, and me and the father now, we still keep in contact, and I go and help him in whichever way I can. He was finding that his church wasn't getting a lot of attention. It wasn't attracting a lot of parishioners, and you know, once he got a Peerless board, Aquas board outside of his church, and I provided him with a copy machine, he was able to make flyers and bulletins and booklets, and he said he's seen so much traffic, and he was just overjoyed.
Right. Well, this is good, you know, to hear that there's a fellow church out there that has been helped in such a way. And, you know, as the vice president of Bronx Clergy and as a religious leader in the Bronx and city of New York, I can speak for many pastors who go through the frustration of trying to get the material out, get the bulletins out, and get them out looking with a sense of quality. And so I thank you so much for this relationship, and I know it's not just a relationship for now. It's got future. It's got the future in it, and we can continue to do great work with Solutions. Now we'll come to the close of this program, and I know that there's something you would like to say to my audience and Church Alive. And what I say to my audience, what we're going to do now is we're going to add Solutions to our cadre of services, and because of the way they have proven to be a valuable resource for Church Alive, and for Church Alive, a valuable resource for you. And so would you like to have something to say to the Church Alive audience?
Yes, for all the churches and nonprofits, I want you all to know that we are one phone call away. We will guide you. We will hold your hand through the process. And don't be discouraged because you had bad experiences in the past. We are here to resolve all your office needs and office automation that you may need.
All right, thank you once again for being with us.
Thank you, Reverend.
Okay. All right, we want to close, but before, we have a note that we want to pass on to you. We have started our Irma relief program, and we're getting clothing that's coming in from many, many sources and individuals. And one of our biggest problems is that we have the clothing, but the cost of shipping it, and it's a real issue. And so we're under Women of Courage, the ministry that my wife has started as the co-pastor of Church Alive, and to get the clothing together. But we would need you to make donations towards the shipping of the clothing and the other goods that we have to the different locations that have suffered from this horrific storm, Irma. And so we want you to be able to contact us, call us. The information is coming up on the screen as to the telephone numbers that you should use to help us with furthering the relief program. Now, the relief program, as we've seen the devastation in Florida and then through the islands, is going to be a long process. And so we're gearing up for the long haul. So it's not going to be something that we're going to do now and then we say we've done it. No, we want to continue to do it. We want to continue to meet the needs of God's people, but we need your help to do it. So if you're making a donation, the information's on the screen. You send it to Church Alive Community Church and earmark it, a relief program, and we'll keep you posted through this television program. We're going to show you pictures of where the relief is being made through our organization. We're going to be able to show you our mission. We have a mission located right here in the Bronx where you can drop off the clothing, and if you have a need also for clothing. We just don't want to think of those who are out of state, but you might be right here in the Bronx and you don't have clothing for your children and you don't have clothing to go get a job or something like that. Then come to the mission. The address is coming up on the screen. The telephone number is there, and we'll be able to help you here and also help those who are struggling throughout the islands. And we want to thank God for giving us the ability, the burden, the vision to do all of these things. I will say to you, all things are possible through God. And I will give this scripture: trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge God, and he will direct your path. Thank you so much for allowing Church Alive to come into your homes. And we actually, I covet your prayers, because it takes a lot to do these programs. We'd like you to visit the church. If you have immigration issues, we have a strong immigration service that has been servicing people for the last 20 years. So if you have any immigration issue, we want you not to be afraid. We want you to come to our office and make an appointment. All the information pertaining to your life will be held in strict confidentiality. And so we want you to know that you can come out of the shadows, that God has made a way for you to get help. Thank you so much. This is George Reverend Burkhardt saying, we love you with the love of the Lord. God bless.
God said, I've been waiting so long for you, my brother, to give you peace of mind. I've been waiting so long to give you a purpose for living. I've been waiting so long, amen, for this young man to know what his future will be. God said, I will give you a future. Just give your life to me. Bring your children to God early, because the devil is looking to get them early. Bring them to God, parents, mothers, and fathers. Some of you men, when God changed your life, you're going to be able to go back to your wife. Some of you men, when God changed your mind and your thinking in your life, amen, you're going to be able to go back to your children and say, I'm a changed man. But Jesus Christ is in my life. Accept me back again. And you know, before you get home, there's God going to get ahead of you. Amen? He's going to fix it. 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 So I want you to bow your heads now. I'm going to ask you to say this prayer. Wherever you are, wherever you're standing, I know there are people all the way up in the buildings, in these apartments. They've come to us weeks later and said that the message came into my house, and I gave our heart to the Lord. The people in the parks, you're not the only ones here that's hearing God. You're not. Every living room, in every kitchen, in every bathroom, amen, there's someone in there listening, and God is giving them a life-changing word. This is a special moment in time that God has preserved to do a great work in your life. Yes, my brother Deacon over here. Amen. Praise the Lord. Get back to God. This is our sister in God. Good mother in the Lord. Get back to God. Yes, get back to God. Give him your talent. Amen. Most of our talent came out of church anyway. Amen, somebody? Most of the talent came out of church. Right? That's where it all started. And the devil said, I will take it. God said, I'm going to take back what the devil took. Because what I gave belonged to me. Belonged to me. Belonged to me. God wants it back. When he gives you your life,